months. What if I told you that if you're currently 16 years old, that is the average amount of months you have left to live? Well, if you're already 40, you only have about 465 more months left to live. This is assuming there are no accidents or other life-threatening experiences that occurred during these months. Because of the short amount of time we have on Earth, we need to make sure to live every day to the fullest. I don't mean to be morbid, but let me just remind you that we all expect to leave our houses in the morning and return safe and sound back in the evening. But life doesn't always happen that way. One of the top 10 main causes of deaths are accidents. Accidents occur unintentionally. Accidents can happen at any time and anywhere. We just don't think that they'll happen to us. One of these accidents are car accidents. About 1.3 million people die every year from these. That is more than 30,000 people a day dying only from car accidents. But it's not just car accidents that we need to worry about. There are many other events that can happen unpredictably. For example, just in the past 2 weeks, the headlines show 2 events that strongly impacted people's lives. One of these events happened a few weeks ago in Times Square. A car ran over many people. An 18-year-old girl died and 19 people were injured. This 18-year-old girl was visiting New York with her family from Michigan. She didn't know that was going to be the last time she was going to eat with her parents, she was going to speak with her parents, and the last time she was going to get to see her parents. Her family did not anticipate her return back to Michigan with her body to bury. Another incident that recently occurred was the bombing at the Ariana Grande concert. I know this is all relatively sad, but stay with me. At this Ariana Grande concert, many people went here in hope to have a good time with their friends and family while listening to their favorite music. However, over 20 people's lives were taken away from them. I myself had a life-threatening experience just a few years ago in Costa Rica. Summed up, I went to Costa Rica with my family in 2014. On our first day there, we checked into the resort. We went out to dinner on the resort. We were walking out from dinner, and I yelled that I was bitten by a snake. Immediately, restaurant employees came running out with flashlights, found the snake, and put it in a bag. By looking at the snake, they noticed that it was a coral snake, which is one of the most venomous snakes in the world. They knew we had no time to waste, so they drove me to an ambulance, as they called it. The ambulance immediately took me to a medical clinic. The doctor at the medical clinic, when he saw the snake, saw that it was a coral snake and told me that I had 3 hours left to live till the venom would disseminate throughout my body and stop me from breathing. When he heard my story, he was really surprised. Stories like this usually don't happen. He was hoping that he had anti-venom that would help me. Fortunately, he had 1 vial left that wasn't expired that he gave me. The medical clinic felt very primitive, as if I was in a third world country. There were cockroaches on the floor and a hook on an old torn wall that was used as an IV pole, but that was good enough for me. The closest hospital was a 4-hour drive away, and that obviously was not the best method of transporting me there. So a helicopter landed at the local high school, and took me to the hospital where I recovered for the next 36 hours. This whole experience taught me that tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. This lyric is used in a song by Montgomery Gentry. Life is too short to put it off anymore. You gotta live it before it's too late. You can't turn that clock back around on what you're dreaming about. You better do it now, don't wait. When I was younger, as I passed the cemetery, my dad used to ask me, he would say, "Nara, do you think everyone in the cemetery got everything done in life that they wanted to?" I usually responded by saying no, that I didn't think they did. When looking at a gravestone, it's not about how long someone lived, but how they lived. It doesn't take talent to be born or to die, but it's a dash between your ears that shows how you lived your life. Below your desk, you'll find a poem called The Dash by Linda Ellis. You can read it when I'm done with my presentation to get a further significance of the dash. Richard Zuckerman, the director of the Social and Behavioral Research Program at the National Institute on Aging, explains how the average lifespan didn't start to increase drastically until the 20th century. As you can see on this chart, during the 18th and 19th centuries, people only lived up to about 35 or 40. Today, people live up until 79 years old. Although we live much longer lives than people did long ago, our time is still limited. However, some people feel like they have all the time in the world. Many people have visions that they're not going to live their life to the fullest till they're older, and first they're going to make a lot of money. And that looks something like this. This cartoon shows a man who all he cares about is money, and the money is leading him to his own grave. One reason someone like this may think that life is very long is because of charts like this. This chart shows 90 years. Each box represents a week in the 90 years. Charles Richards once said, "Don't be fooled by the calendar. There are only as many days in the year as you make use of. One man gets only a week's value out of a year, while another man gets a full year's value out of a week." So most of us are 16, so our calendar would look like that. And for those of you who are 45, you're already you're already halfway. So many of you may think, like the man did back in the cartoon, you may think, I have to go to school now, I have to do extracurricular activities, I have to go to college, while all maintaining a normal hour of sleep. What if I told you that you can go to school, you can study, you can go to work, you could participate in extracurricular activities, have a normal hour of sleep, and also make time to do something you love? There are 168 hours in a week. Let's say you sleep 8 hours every night. You still have 112 hours left in the week. If you dedicate 60 hours to extracurricular activities, school, working, you still have 52 hours left in the week. Stop telling yourself you're going to do what you want to tomorrow, because later becomes never. In 52 hours, you can do what you love, follow your dreams, and pursue your passions. Most importantly, instead of wasting these hours, make them count. If you don't know where to start, you can start by making your bed, which will help you complete other tasks.
To me, basic SEAL training was a lifetime of challenges crammed into 6 months. So here are the 10 lessons I learned from basic SEAL training that hopefully will be of value to you as you move forward in life. Every morning in SEAL training, my instructors, who at the time were all Vietnam veterans, would show up in my barracks room, and the first thing they'd do was inspect my bed. If you did it right, the corners would be square, the covers would be pulled tight, the pillow centered just under the headboard, and the extra blanket folded neatly at the foot of the rack. It was a simple task, mundane at best, but every morning we were required to make our bed to perfection. It seemed a little ridiculous at the time, particularly in light of the fact that we were aspiring to be real warriors, tough, battle-hardened SEALs. But the wisdom of this simple act has been proven to me many times over. If you make your bed every morning, you will have accomplished the first task of the day. It will give you a small sense of pride, and it will encourage you to do another task, and another, and another. And by the end of the day, that one task completed will have turned into many tasks completed. Making your bed will also reinforce the fact that the little things in life matter. If you can't do the little things right, you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if by chance you have a miserable day, you will come home to a bed that is made. That you made. And a made bed gives you encouragement that tomorrow will be better. So if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed.
So my immediate response for not taking my life for granted happened right when I was laying in the hospital the next morning when I woke up. My mom was like to me, "Mara, I'm looking for flights to go back to New York." I go, "Are you crazy? I didn't come here to get bitten by the one most venomous snake, so I'm not going back now." So in less than 48 hours, I did things such as whitewater rafting, zip lining, I rode a horse, and I even faced my fear and walked through a rainforest that contained snakes. To this, 755 months. Does that number look different to you? Is it more important than in the beginning? To this day, I know that tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. No one should ever take their precious moments on earth for granted. Everyone should live their life to the fullest and make the most of every second, knowing that there might not be another. I challenge all of you to look at life in a whole new perspective. Go do something new. Go on a hike, meditate, join a yoga class, learn. Just always remember your life could be taken away at any second. The best time to start living your life was yesterday, but the second best time is now. This is your life. Start living it before it's too late. Thank you.